In this podcast episode, political expert Matt Goodwin discusses the recent events in the UK and the future of the Conservative Party. Goodwin highlights the disintegration of the Conservative Party and its struggle to connect with the country. He emphasizes the need for a philosophical civil war within the party to determine its future direction. The conversation delves into the recent resignation of Suella Braverman, a political figure known for her positions on immigration, multiculturalism, and the bias in institutions. Goodwin argues that Braverman represents the views of a majority of people in the country, despite polling showing support for her sacking by the Prime Minister. He points out that her departure symbolizes the existential crisis of the Conservative Party and the need for a new ideological direction. The discussion also touches on the media's role in shaping public opinion and the double standards in coverage of protests and demonstrations. Goodwin highlights the rise of a radical alternative voice challenging the elite consensus, as seen in the emergence of new media platforms and the decline of trust in traditional institutions like the BBC. The conversation shifts to the potential outcomes of the next election, with Goodwin acknowledging the likelihood of a Labour landslide. However, he also discusses the need for a new national conservatism movement that transcends traditional party lines and addresses the concerns of the majority of voters. Goodwin emphasizes the importance of popular sovereignty and the need for a charismatic leader to unite the movement. He mentions Nigel Farage as a potential figure to lead the movement and highlights the impact of renegades and radical challengers in Western democracies. Goodwin stresses the need for a new political force that addresses issues such as immigration, integration, and national identity, challenging the status quo and offering a unifying story for the country. One of the key points of discussion is the growing influence of wokeism and its impact on the cultural and political climate in the UK. Goodwin expresses concern about the imposition of political correctness, the stifling of free speech, and the politicization of institutions. He highlights the need to address these issues and protect the values and identity of the nation. Another significant topic is the immigration policy and its effects on the economy and society. Goodwin emphasizes the need for a shift in the political narrative to address concerns about uncontrolled migration, low-skill migration, and the impact on public services, housing, and social cohesion. He suggests the importance of building a political economy that is not dependent on importing cheap migrant workers and promoting policies that prioritize the interests of the nation. The conversation also touches on the state of the economy, including the cost of living crisis, the state of the NHS, and the impact of national debt. Goodwin highlights the need for a serious growth strategy, a focus on boosting productivity, and a shift away from the current economic dependency on migration. Furthermore, the discussion addresses the role of political parties and the need for a new political movement that represents the interests of the majority. Goodwin emphasizes the lack of representation of the average voter in the current political class and the need for a shift in the prevailing culture to address the pressing issues facing the country. The conversation also explores the potential for a referendum on illegal immigration or a single-issue movement to galvanize public support. Goodwin discusses the challenges of building a new political movement within the existing two-party system and the need for a charismatic leader, financial support, and a laser-like focus on a single issue that resonates with the majority of people.